In the waning light of a chilly autumn afternoon in the year of our Lord, 1820, a profound silence had settled over the grand old study. For hours, Arthur had been meticulously sorting through the contents of his late father's mahogany desk, a relic that had passed down through generations. His fingers, stained with ink from his own scholarly pursuits, traced the intricate carvings when they brushed against an almost imperceptible seam. A gentle press, a soft click, and the hidden compartment sprang open, revealing not gold nor jewels, but a small, leather-bound volume, its pages yellowed and brittle with age. A cloud of dust, disturbed from its long slumber, danced in the single shaft of sunlight piercing the gloom. The cover bore a simple, faded inscription, AD 1759. It was his grandfather's hand, a man he'd only known through stoic portraits and hushed family tales. A sense of reverence and trepidation washed over Arthur as he carefully opened the diary, the dry leather creaking in protest. The first entry, penned in elegant, looping script, began a story he never knew existed, with a flickering candle casting long, dancing shadows upon the paneled walls. Arthur lost himself in the world of his grandfather, a man named Alistair. The early entries spoke of mundane matters, the price of tobacco, the health of his horses, but soon, the tone shifted. Alistair wrote of clandestine meetings under the cloak of darkness, of a brotherhood bound by ancient oaths and esoteric knowledge, the Order of the Serpent's Eye. He spoke not of Arthur's grandmother, but of a different love, a woman named Eleanor, whose name was scrawled with a passion that seemed to bleed through the very ink. Their love was forbidden, a dangerous flame in a world of rigid expectations. The diary then chronicled a perilous journey east, a quest dictated by the Order, filled with cryptic references to the Sunstone and a path veiled in shadow. Arthur read of ambushes in misty forests, narrow escapes from shadowy pursuers, and the heart-wrenching pain of leaving Eleanor behind. A sacrifice made for a cause Arthur could not yet comprehend. The man in the portraits was a stranger. This man, Alistair, was a hero, a lover, a rogue. Weeks turned into a month, and Arthur's obsession with the diary grew. The final entries were frantic, almost illegible, written by a hand trembling with urgency or fear. Alistair wrote of a betrayal within the Order and his desperate need to protect his legacy in Eleanor's memory. The last page contained not words, but a riddle, a series of celestial alignments and local landmarks that pointed to a single location on the estate, the old forgotten family crypt, a place sealed and abandoned for nearly half a century. Driven by a force he couldn't explain, Arthur took a lantern and a crowbar, his heart pounding a frantic rhythm against his ribs. He broke the ancient seal, the sound echoing in the dead of night. Inside, amongst the stone sarcophagi, he found his grandfather's tomb. Resting atop the cold stone was not a wreath, but a heavy, silver locket. With trembling fingers, he opened it. It did not hold a portrait, but a tiny, intricately folded map, its lines glowing faintly in the lantern light, pointing to a land far beyond England's shores. Standing in the cold, silent crypt, the locket heavy in his palm, Arthur finally understood. His grandfather had not been a simple country gentleman. He was a guardian, a member of a secret society tasked with protecting ancient secrets. The journey, the lost love, the hidden map, it was all part of a life lived in the shadows to protect his family from the dangers that followed him. This single, dusty diary had not just revealed a secret. It had rewritten the very foundation of the family's history. The stoic man in the portrait was gone, replaced by a legend whose quest was now, inexplicably, his own. The map was a beginning, not an end, and Arthur knew, with a certainty that chilled him to the bone, that his own quiet, scholarly life was over. His grandfather's journey had ended, but a new, far more dangerous one had just begun for him.